Council President Pellegrin, I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Elmwood Park Mayor and Council for September 18th, 2025, to order at 7 o'clock p.m. On roll call, we have Council Members Fasolo,
Here.
Golombek, absent. Sampson,
Present.
Sheridan,
Here.
Troisi,
Here.
Council President Pellegrin,
Here.
Mayor Coletti, absent. We have a quorum.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Mayor Coletti unfortunately can't be here tonight. I'm Council President Lorraine Pellegrin, and I will be running the meeting. So can everybody please rise for the prayer and flag salute? O God, our Father, we ask you to bless our meeting, which we entrust to your fatherly care and protection. Please remove all selfishness and prejudice from our hearts and implant therein a keen sense of justice and a greater love for you and our neighbor. Guide us in our deliberations so that our decisions will always please you and bring you peace and happiness to our community. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Whereas Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of the State of New Jersey requires at the commencement of every meeting a statement of compliance be read by the presiding officers. Now therefore be advised that the meeting requirements for this meeting have been met by publishing a special meeting notice in the Record and Herald News and by posting such notice in the office of the Borough Clerk as well as in a public place within the municipal building and by notifying interested citizens. Said notice was posted and transmitted on January 3rd, 2025, and published on January 8th, 2025. Shanae?
Thank you. Next, we have approval of minutes. We have the July 3rd work session, July 3rd, 2025 executive session, July 17th, 2025 regular meeting, July 17th, 2025 executive session, August 7th, 2025 work session, August 7th, 2025 executive session, and August 21st, 2025 regular meeting.
May I have a motion to approve the minutes? So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Troisi, second by Sheridan. On roll call, we have council members Fasolo,
Yes, I'm going to abstain from July 3rd, both work and executive. I was absent. Yes to the rest.
okay, Golombek, absent. Sampson,
I vote yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time, we have the recognition of outstanding achievements for the library summer program. So I'm going to call forward Council President Lorraine Pellegrin and Borough Administrator Police Chief Michael Foligno to hand out the awards.
Good evening again, everyone. Say. Okay, we'd like to call up Sarah from the Elmwood Park Library. Come on up, Sarah. She's the director there, and she runs a wonderful program called Story Time, and she does a wonderful job with the kids. And this year they did outstanding reading from the month, I believe, June to the end of August. And she's going to tell you, I think there's, what, 5 children or 6? 6 children tonight that are going to be honored. I don't know if all of them are here, but the mayor and council are very proud of these children. They went above and beyond with their reading, and they definitely are going to be honored. They're going to get certificates signed by our mayor. And so I'm going to ask Sarah at this time to call the children up one at a time and read the achievements that they accomplished. Okay.
The first girl I'm going to call up is Haley Biddle. The award is Outstanding Achievement in Literacy, and it's presented to Haley for exceptional participation in the Richard A. Mola Library Summer Reading Program, Color Our World. Haley Biddle read 338 books, earning a spot as the top reader out of 51 participants in her age group. Congratulations, Haley.
So I'm just going to read one of these certificates because they all say the same thing. but we just want you to hear what the mayor and council think, right? We're giving you the Outstanding Achievement Award, presented to you, Haley, from the Borough of Elmwood Park for your exceptional participation in the Richard A. Mola Library Summer Reading Program. So we want you to know we're all so proud of you, and that the mayor signed this. So this is a very special award from all the council people and our mayor. So we hope you hang this somewhere, you can frame it, and we want you to know, you go, girl. We're so proud of you.
Good job, Haley.
If you want to take a picture, your family wants to take a picture, they're welcome to come up and take a picture.
Haley, do you want to stay for a picture?
Stay for pictures. Line up with the other kids, yeah?
It's her sister.
Oh, it's her sister, okay.
Okay, so the second award is for Jenna Biddle for exceptional participation in the Richard A. Mola Library Summer Reading Program, Color Our World. Jenna Biddle read 333 books, earning a spot as one of the top 3 readers out of 51 participants in her age group. Congratulations, Jenna. You want to come? I got it.
Wow, this got the deep. Wow, this special award for you, okay? And you can stand together and we'll take pictures with everyone. Who you got next?
Oh, no one else is here, but I am going to read the names.
Okay.
Just the same.
Okay.
The third person is Julian Buenadonna. He read 134 books in the pre-K to 5th grade age group. And then in tweens and teens, it was Somi Egbuka and Rima Abuka. Somi read 13,569 minutes, and she was the top tween and teens reader. The third one is Nate Silderman. They read for 4,432 minutes, and they couldn't be here tonight.
So let's give a big round of applause for all these children. And I just want to say something so they hear me. So I just want to say, I got to meet Sarah about 3 times now. She's the director of the library, as I said. She is such a wonderful individual. And to see, I went to their story time thing on August 23rd. They had a celebration. And the way the children just love her and look up to her. And you have been working in libraries since you're 16 years old, correct? So I said to her on the phone today, I said, your love for the library is like my love for the Residence Assistance Program. So we have something in common with how much we love something and how hard we work for something. But this lady, how long are you there now as the director? 6 months. She has done outstanding work in 6 months, and I'm looking forward to working with you, as all of us are, and we're so proud of the work you're doing so far. So thank you so much. Let's give Sarah a big round of applause. Okay. Can everyone come down and please take a picture with the children and Sarah?
Proud of the kids. I haven't read that many books in my entire life, so congratulations.
Okay, I would like the record to reflect that Councilman Golovec is now here.
Council President's walking slowly up the stairs.
You're fine.
Hi, Dan.
Okay.
What's your name?
Okay, at this time, we have ordinances on first reading. We have Resolution R-284-25, reintroduce ordinance number 25-15 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting Borough Code Sections 7-9.1 to 7-9.15 residential parking permit area to allow for the designation of residential parking areas on a trial basis be passed and adopted on first reading, and be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the Municipal Building on Thursday, October 16th, 2024, at 7:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter, as same can be heard, at which time any persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the Borough Clerk, being she is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing as required by law.
Mike, can you please break this down for us?
Yes. So this ordinance is a spin-off of a ordinance that we had tried to pass or discussed about a month or so ago regarding the Rosemont section of town. I know there may be some residents here that are either for or against this, and we certainly understand both sides of it. This is a compromise ordinance. The initial one was for the entire section, and the residents in that section spoke, and the majority of them were not for the entire section being residential parking only. So the compromise was, it seems to be the most problematic street is the first section of Florence Place from Broadway to St. Anne Street, which I believe encompasses about 17 homes. So, and let me say that I have seen it, many of the members up here have seen it. It definitely is a problem. It definitely needs to be addressed. And we think that this is the best way to see if we can get that under control. It's not going to hurt anybody. There are going to be about 6 spaces for the businesses at the beginning of the block. It's a trial period for a year, and it does not cost a nickel for anyone to buy a permit. So we're going to be monitoring it, and we hope it works. If not, we can always go back to the drawing board. We ask for your patience and your understanding, and for the quality of life for the residents that it directly affects. This is not a punishment to anyone. It's just something that came to our attention, and we're trying our best to address in the best way we see fit. So that's all I have to say on it, Council President.
Thank you, Mike. And also want to say, if anybody in the public portion wants to come up and say anything about this ordinance, they can, but not at this time when we get to the public portion. Okay? So may I have a motion on this ordinance, please?
So move.
Second. Okay. Any further discussion from the council?
Yes, Council President, if I may.
Okay.
After reading the entire ordinance in its entirety, I feel like we need to spend more time on this and see other options that we have, maybe for the particular business in question here. I feel like if we do this on one block, the issues are just going to move to other blocks and cause other problems elsewhere. So my vote will be no for those reasons. I just think that we should, delve into this a little bit more.
Okay, you have your opinion. We are going to go to roll call now, please.
Can I just add,
Oh, yeah.
Council President?
Okay, sure.
I'm going to vote yes to move this to a second reading. An ordinance needs a first reading and a second reading. Second reading, there's always a public hearing before the council votes. And I am of the opinion, based on the feedback from the last time around, that legally, the only place the council has to advertise an ordinance is in the Bergen Record, like in the dead pages that nobody looks at. So my request is going to be that the borough send a certified letter to all the affected addresses within that zone. And typically, if there's a matter before the zoning board, there's like a 200-foot radius around an affected home or an affected property. That's my request, that that the affected homes and any homes that fall within 200 feet get certified letter notice of the meeting, that there's a hearing, and I want to hear from the people that live in that zone. We've had some feedback from residents of Florence Place. We've had some feedback from people on other streets. We've had some feedback from people that are slightly beyond the zone. I want to hear from the people that are directly impacted by this, and I think we need to notify them that this will happen, and then it'll come to a head. And once it comes to a head, up or down, it either goes or it's got to die, because we can't do this, in circles for months. So that's my opinion.
I want to say one more thing before we vote. Mike, you went around again with a second letter, correct? To that street again?
Not regarding residential parking. That was overwhelmingly in favor of it. The second letter was just informational for a one-way, but that is not on the table here.
Right. All right, so right now, we're going to vote on this.
If
There'll be
I
a
could-
second, there'll be a second reading.
If
And
I
then-
could continue a comment, sorry, it's
Go
something I
ahead.
forgot to say. Another thing that I didn't like in this ordinance was that the mayor and council could change the scope of this at any time. I think that if we were going to do it, it's on a trial basis, and then we would have to pass another resolution to get rid of the trial basis to, try to expand it. But I don't want this expanded. I think, the residents that were here that night don't want it expanded. But I'll be voting no.
Okay. Anybody else? Roll call, please.
First by Councilman Sampson, second by Councilwoman Troisi. On roll call, we have Councilmembers Fasolo,
No.
Golombek.
Yes, to move it to a second reading, I reserve judgment on the second reading.
Okay. Sampson,
I vote yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have Resolution R-285-25 on first reading. Introduce ordinance number 25-22 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending Section 7-37.1, regulation for the movement and the parking of traffic on municipal property and Board of Education property to address noise and vehicle activity in the borough lot, be passed and adopted on first reading. Be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, October 16th, 2024, at 7:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as same can be heard, at which time any persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the borough clerk, being she is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing as required by law.
Okay, Mike, can you please break this down for us?
Yes, this is regarding the lot directly behind this building. We've gotten some complaints from the residents of Elmhurst Street that businesses are using it after hours, late into the, even into the early morning hours, and it's disrupting their sleep and their quality of life. So we are going to restrict their ability to use the lot after hours.
Can I have a motion, please?
So move.
Any discussion? Roll call?
First by Councilman Fasolo, second by Councilwoman Sheridan. On roll call, we have Councilmembers Fasolo,
Yes.
Golombek,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan. Yes. Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have Resolution R-286-25, introduce ordinance number 25-23 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending Section 7-21, multi-way stop intersections to add stops on Paulsa Avenue/Bank Street and Martha Avenue/Ray Street be passed and adopted on first reading. And be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, October 16th, 2024, at 7:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as same can be heard, at which time any persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the borough clerk, being she, is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing as required by law.
Okay, this is self-explanatory, so may I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
First by Councilman Sampson, second by Councilman Golombek. On roll call, we have Councilmembers Fasolo,
Yes.
Golombek,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan. Yes. Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving on to our consent agenda, we have the following resolutions. There's Resolution R-287-25, approval of payroll. R-288-25, approval of bills list. R-289-25, amend vacation buyback. R-290-25, authorized vacation buyback. R-291-25, authorized payment estimate number 1, 2024 Borough Road Program. R-292-25, resolution to refund tax overpayment. R-293-25, resolution to refund tax overpayment. R-294-25, resolution to refund tax overpayment. R-295-25, resolution to refund tax exempt veteran. R-296-25, resolution to refund tax exempt veteran. R-297-25, resolution to refund tax exempt veteran. R-298-25, resolution to redeem third-party tax lien. R-299-25, award of professional services contract to T&M Associates for affordable housing planning services. R-300-25, appointment of counselors for the 2025-2026 school year, morning care and after-school program, Recreation Department. R-301-25, approve annual municipal audit report for the year 2024. R-302-25, adopt corrective action plan for the 2024 municipal audit. R-3, just keep going up. Okay, sorry. R-303-25, resolution recognizing knockout opioid abuse day, October 6, 2025. R-304-25, approve block party request. And R-305-25, resolution to approve the consent agenda.
May I have a motion on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
First by Councilwoman Troisi, second by Councilman Fasolo. On roll call, we have Councilmembers Fasolo,
Yes.
Golubek,
Yes.
Sampson,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Troisi,
Yes.
Council President Pellegrin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have mayoral appointments. The mayor received a resignation letter from his delegate, Carl Roberts, and he is moving forward with appointing Peter Pellegrin as his mayor delegate for the planning board, pleasure of mayor. Next, we have departmental reports. We have the library board meeting minutes for June 16th, 2025.
May I have a motion to accept the departmental reports?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Council President Pellegrin, this concludes my portion of the meeting. I will turn it over to you for council reports.
Okay, I'm going to change it up a little bit tonight. We're going to start with Councilwoman Sheridan, please.
Thank you, Council President. The only thing I basically have is the concerts. We have our last concert coming up Tuesday night. We've had good showings. I mean, the concerts that we all picked was very good, very well attended. I think a lot of people are a little bit worried about the weather because it's starting to get a little chilly. But other than that, everybody seems to be having a good time.
Yeah,
So that's all I have. Progress.
thank you. Councilman Golubek?
Thank you, Council President. I don't have anything to report. Just want to thank the residents that came out tonight. I look forward to hearing what people have to say about all different subjects. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Sampson?
Yes, Council President. So as Councilwoman Sheridan talked about the concerts, it was an overwhelming success this year, great attendance, and from what I can see, it seems that the later schedule is working out well, that people are enjoying the actual cooler weather. It does get darker. It does get darker earlier, but that doesn't seem to be a problem at this point. The police department, thank you, Chief, and thank you, Lieutenant, for the assistance with crossing and also with working out parking issues. That was a big plus with that. On September 11th, the services were very moving. So we had emergency services observed September 11th at the Firemen's Memorial on Molnar Drive. Those services were very moving and well attended by the emergency service members, and very respectful performance by the Police Honor Guard. Again, thank you to the police department. And just as an aside, I passed just the other night, and those little blue tea lights are still lit. They were last night anyway, so they're still hanging in there. So I attended the Bag Hunger event on Tuesday at our local in Sarah ShopRite. Excuse me. It was a fun event, bagging customers' groceries. A huge thank you to the Insera organization for all they do for our community. And again, we bagged, we were there, those of us that were there, we bagged with the police, and it was a positive thing with the community, and it worked out very well. And it's this is Stamp Out Hunger Month, or Hunger Observation Month.
Hunger Awareness Month.
Hunger Awareness Month. Several improvements have been made at Cherry Hill Park, including tree branch cutting and removal, as well as 2 new red maple trees planted near the gym equipment. I like the location of these 2 new trees. More trees are going to come, and the most important part, in my opinion, is that the trees are within the park confines, so that as they grow and they age, even if they're just dropping leaves, they're dropping leaves on our park, they're not dropping leaves or branches or problems affecting neighbors. That the branches aren't going to reach into neighbors' yards because, like I said, they're within the park. These first 2 are right by the gym equipment that was added just a year and a half ago, and it'll provide some shade for people working out there as those trees grow. That's definitely a positive thing. To the chief on the BA side and DPW, Elmwood Park Strongest, doing a great job. Council President Pellegrini, that's everything I have. We're moving in the right direction. God bless America.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Fasolo?
Thank you, Council President. I just have one thing to report. It's not a good report. A few days or yesterday, we lost a really important member of our community, Chris Willis. He was a dad, a coach, and a really vital community member. I just want to send out my condolences to all the organizations that he was part of, all his former athletes, his family, and everybody who knew him and had a positive impression on, and then he had a positive impression on their lives. So if you can, I urge the community, there's a GoFundMe to raise money for him, his family. They're also accepting gift cards for food that could be dropped off at the rec department. Thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
To be announced at a later date, we are planning a car show, and the proceeds are going to go to the family, so stay tuned on that.
Also, the Residents Assistance Program gave gift cards today to the family, and I asked someone to reach out to them that if they're in need of any food during this very tragic time, you know them, Francesco, please tell them to call us anytime. We'll meet them there day or night. We want to help in any way that we can. So thank you for bringing that up.
Can I?
Sure, Jared. Go ahead. Sure.
Okay. That one, okay. I just want to add that the Elmwood Park Girls Softball League is going to give a donation to the family on behalf of the girls softball.
Thank you. And I just have to say, as we all heard this horrible news, very sad, that I just want to say how proud I am of our community, because when we hear of a tragedy or we hear someone needs help, we rally together. And no matter what differences we may have sometimes, we're always here to help. And it breaks our heart when we hear stories like this. And we want every resident to know that if you know of someone struggling or you know of a situation that we're not aware of, please call one of us, and we're willing to be there and to help. And I'm really proud of our community for coming together during this tragedy. And Councilwoman Troisi, you're next.
Thank you, Council President. On behalf of myself, my family, and Elmwood Park Girls Softball League, we extend our deepest condolences to the family of Christopher Willis. I know all too well how quickly your life can change. I hope that Krista, Chloe, Peter, and Anthony find comfort in knowing that Chris is reunited with his son, and he once again is holding his little Johnny. Hug those you love. On to business. Basketball registration opens online on Community Pass at 12 p.m. on Friday, September 26th. Wrestling clinics are being held in the rec gym on Sundays at 7 p.m. I'd like to thank the high school and the rec director for donating mats to the wrestling program. The repairs have been made to the Gual Ave Park floor. The next rec board meeting is October 20th at 7:30 in the game room. My Board of Ed update, class of 2026 project graduation is holding a Battle in the Borough pro wrestling event at the high school on November 1st. The meet and greet opens at 6 and then the bell rings at 7 p.m. Tickets are $20 in advance and $25 at the door. The next Board of Ed meeting is September 23rd at 6:30 in the media room. And then I wanted to, but they left already, congratulate our library staff and all the children who participated in the summer reading program. It's to take their time during the summer to read and learn when they don't have to is really commendable. So thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Okay, it's my turn for my report. My police update. On Thursday, September 25th, please join our Elmwood Park PD for their annual Cones with a Cop event. It's at Four Seasons Ice Cream Parlor, location 228 Market Street. Time is 6 to 8 p.m. This event is free for all children under the age of 18. Board of Health update. I don't know if anybody's here from the Board of Health. I don't see anybody here, so I will give their report for them. On October 4th, they will be having their annual Elmwood Park Celebrate Senior event. The time is 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at our Elmwood Park Recreation Center. It's a great event. They're there to give back to our seniors. Their next regular meeting is on Monday, October 13th at 7 p.m. Their next free rabies clinic for dogs and cats will be on November 12th at Firehouse Number 4 on Mola Boulevard. Residents Assistance Program update. This Saturday, September 20th, we'll be having our second annual Stop Out Hunger event. This is in conjunction with our new Elmwood Park Chamber of Commerce. Location, corner of Lincoln Ave and Mola Boulevard. Time is 2 p.m. We will march together as a community to fight hunger. We will march to our pantry, the People's Pantry on Falmouth Avenue. Donations of the following would greatly be appreciated: peanut butter, pasta, rice, tuna fish, juice, crackers, and canned soups. For more information or questions, please call 201-796-1457, extension 215 or extension 2013. Together as a community, let's stomp out hunger. My Chamber of Commerce update, and I know our president is here. I'll just say a few words. He might want to get up and add. The new Elmwood Park Chamber of Commerce next meeting will be held 6 p.m. in our local VFW on October 21st. They are currently working on having a few special events. All the information will be confirmed soon. I will report that information to everyone. And then lastly, this past Tuesday, Councilman Sampson touched on it a little bit. We were at the Bag for Hunger event at our local ShopRite. ShopRite has been donating to our pantry and our entire program to help our residents in need. We thank them for their continued support. And we also want to thank our Elmwood Park PD for coming to this event and for supporting this program in every possible way they can. I want to thank the residents, the businesses, and everyone else that donates. This program has been running since 2018, and we truly appreciate everyone that helps feed our residents. And I want to lastly thank our mayor and council, because without the support of all of you agreeing with this program and letting our team do what we need to do to make this work, you always say yes. And so I'm forever grateful for that. And I want to also thank all of our volunteers that help our Residents Assistance Program and all the communities and businesses that donate all year long. This is Hunger Awareness Month, but this is an everyday, all year thing. We service 80 to 100 residents per month. And some people say to me, Lorraine, really, do that many people need help? And wake up, everyone, because yes, people are in dire need of food. We also give out toiletries, diapers, shampoos, whatever people need, we're there. We also have some of our clients have cancer and their doctors recommend organic food, that it would be better for them to eat that. So they take what they can from our pantry, and then Mr. and Sarah from ShopRite is gracious enough to donate gift cards for those people that need special items. So we really want to thank the Elmwood Park ShopRite. We want to thank Mr. and Sarah, who gives, and gives nonstop to not just our program, but to our entire community. And I think our residents should know that, because there's plenty of businesses that make millions of dollars, but there's not a lot of people that give back millions of dollars. So we're very thankful to have a business owner like him in our community. And I just want to say to everybody, it could just be the little things you do. You could donate a bag of fruit. You could donate 2 bottles of body wash, You're making a difference. Don't ever feel like if you come to our pantry with 1 or 2 items, that's not enough. It's enough. Every item helps. So again, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. I started this program in 2018. And again, with the help of my colleagues, the mayor and the chief and the police force, who have been instrumental, It's really growing, and we're helping more and more people. So I want to just thank you all for that. And now, at this time, I want a motion to open the floor to public comment, please. Have a motion? to open
So
to-
moved.
Okay. So would anyone on the floor like to make a comment, please come up to the podium. You have 10 minutes to speak. I ask you to please be respectful. We want to hear everybody's concerns, and please keep your time again to 10 minutes. Thank you. Please state your name and address for the record.
Is this on? Can you guys hear me?
Red light's got to be on.
The red light is on. Thank you.
Okay.
You got these mics, Jerry, remember that?
I did. Jerry Labozo, 99 Florence Place. Good evening, everyone. Up until tonight, I've been the name in the face representing the residents of Florence Place from St. Anne Street to Route 4. Our stretch of Florence Place consists of 17 families who have been under constant vehicular attack since November 13th of this year to present. This overload of cars uses our quiet residential street as a parking lot to patronize Route 4 commercial operations 7 days a week. This constant vehicular attack consists of multiple K-turns, backing up recklessly, double parking in our driveways, waiting for spots to open up, and this is all happening at the same time, creating a carnival-like setting. Among the many quality of life issues that this attack poses, the main one is putting our children in harm's way. One of our neighbors had a close call just recently. It's a catastrophe waiting to happen. I know that some of you on the council have witnessed this with your own eyes. There are several police reports on file of accidents that took place on our street as a result of the parking issue, plus a police report of 2 landscaping companies almost coming to violent blows because they couldn't get through from the many cars clogging both sides of our street, thus causing damage to each other. The other quality of life issues that we suffer on a daily basis are not being able to park on our own street at all, not being able to have guests stop by, not being able to have parties with our friends and families, garbage everywhere, oil stains all over the street that did not come from any of our cars, constant noise, people screaming at each other as they walk up and down our street, and the constant sound of car doors slamming, just to name a few. Those 17 families that I speak of have signed petitions, followed QR code instructions on multiple surveys given to us by our police department. We have been patient through several other attempts in solving our issue. The surrounding residents in the neighborhood have made their voices heard. Now it's time to hear ours and act on it. What's different about tonight is that several members of the stretch of Florence Place that are affected are here and can speak for themselves if they so choose. But more importantly, they brought their kids, the very kids that are in danger every second of the day. So tonight, we ask that the council vote yes and address to isolate this problem once and for all that exists on our stretch of Florence Place without being influenced by others who have nothing to do with our plight. Members of the administration and council, by voting this ordinance into existence, protects the borough from liability should anything happen to one of our children or adults. And in closing, I noticed around the room that there are some other residents from our block that might be here to oppose, and I can tell you that they live nowhere near us. They are more than halfway down the street, and 2 of them are only a few houses away from Willow, so I'm not really sure why they're here. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Jerry. Anyone else wish to address the council? Please come up to the podium. Can you please give your name and address for the record?
My name is Ron Ofek. I'm the owner of 133 Broadway. Good evening, council. This matter has been brought to my attention about the parking issue that is obviously affecting residents, but it's also affecting businesses. And the businesses that are on Broadway, they're taxpayers. They provide services to the town and to the residents of the town. And to limit the parking in what is already a very limited area would greatly affect these businesses. I would remind the council that the pet store that is probably the crux of the problem here lay empty for 10 years. And that creates blight in this community. It reduces property values, and it also has a tendency to attract unsavory characters who may seek to, do bad things. The point of the matter here is that it seems that there's a very few people that are residents that are being affected by the traffic. But these people should not control the industry and business in town. They should not ruin people's hard work and people's livelihoods because they're inconvenienced by having to find a parking space from time to time. I heard the gentleman speak just now, and I'm wondering if these businesses that he's complaining about are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That doesn't seem likely to me. So it seems that these complaints are occurring during business hours, where I don't think there would be parties and gatherings and so on and so forth. Furthermore, the traffic moving forward, back and forth, U-turns, K-turns, this and that, this is the flow of traffic. These people are looking for spaces. They're driving around the town, whether it be on that street or any other street. They may stop and turn and make a turn and have to make a K-turn. So to pick on this one street because you have a few noisy wheels complaining that they don't have a private parking street is really overreaching and really will harm the industries in the town, and it will affect people's property values and the quality of life. So when you are considering this, I would add one more thing. Has the board or the town conducted a study about the traffic flows on this area and on other areas? If the traffic flow is similar to other areas and other streets and blocks, why is this block being picked out? Why is it not going? Who's to say that this one squeaky wheel should control this street? And I would say it's arbitrary to just say this street is now too intense traffic and use, but the other streets where the other stores are, which may also have similar traffic patterns and parking issues, but don't have squeaky wheels living on that street, have similar traffic patterns. That, to me, invites litigation by property owners who feel that they're being unfairly treated and that they're being unfairly subjected to these restrictions. I would ask, when you're considering this proposal, that you balance your views, not just on the needs of the residents in the town, but the businesses and the owners of the properties as well.
We're listening to everyone this evening, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to come up? Any other comments? Any other questions? Shouldn't have said that twice.
Good evening, Walter Gomez, 94 Florence Place. Okay, we complain about the people who's coming, especially my family complains that they coming and make a U-turn into our driveways. So anytime they come, they just don't go in a little bit. They just go all the way in and they backing up, and it's not going slowly like there's a lot of people there, like kids. My daughter is always there. Sometimes we cannot even walk because the people, they come out from nowhere. And besides the flow of traffic, like the gentleman said before, so I moved in 5 years ago to Florence Place. And since that, always been quiet, and now it's a lot of traffic. We cannot even find a spot to park. And there's some people coming use the two spots from one of their cars. Like my wife sometimes comes back from work, she doesn't have space where to park. So that's where we complain about it.
Thank you, sir. Does anybody else wish to speak?
Good evening, Council. I reside in 101 Florence Place, and pretty young here in terms of living. I've been staying here for like 7-8 years now, and that part of business was not there when I started living there. It's been, I believe, 8 months, 9 months, and I have 3 kids, and I have a double parking spot where people can, like, I park my 2 cars up there, but when I am at work, which I drive to work every day, the other spot is empty, and most of the people come in and they do a K-turn on my parking spot. And one day what happened was I came with my kids in the car and opened all the door. Like, my kids are very young. They're 18 months, 6 years old, and that one's 11 right there. And knowing them being crazy, they opened the door. There was somebody really making a K-turn rapidly right in front of one of the doors. I'm very lucky that they didn't hit the door, And it's not only that, it's not only about the parking issue, it's about cleanliness. And we teach our kids at home how to behave and how to stay, and how neatness is critical for, not only for my house, also for the town. And there's always a rat. Like, literally, I was coming here on my front thing. There's some rat on the front of the lawn, and some people just eat, and there's no cleanliness. Like, I know this for a fact that it's not my neighbors, because they work very hard to keep it clean, keep it neat. I do work very hard over the weekend as a working father to make sure that everything is clean and neat. And when he said working hours, that even makes me even more angry, because Saturday, Sundays are not working hours. And the street is very crowded on Saturday, Sunday. And there are a bunch of people walking on the street is like, literally like the way Jerry said, like it's like a carnival store, and like the crowd is there, the strangers are around the block, which doesn't make me comfortable as a parent to be, to have people like strangers walking in front of my house literally every 15 to 20 minutes. And that's what I'm concerned about as a parent and as a neighbor.
Okay.
And
Well,
that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anyone else want to speak? I just want to say one last thing about this. We heard you all. We're glad that you came. I know the chief has been working very hard with his department to try to satisfy everybody. Not an easy job to do, but we're always here to listen to new comments and all comments, and we respect everyone's opinion. We will have a discussion again, and we will see what we're going to do about this. But right now, I just want you to know for this evening, we did hear you, and we'll see what goes on with this, okay? We'll let everybody know, all right? So I want to thank, you have a comment? Come by. We're going to close soon, so come up if you have one.
Hi, my name's John Murata. I just want to say to the chief, I wasn't sure who was involved with the lights, but thank you very much for having piercing. I know that's another issue. I have 9 grandkids, so there's nothing more important than keeping children safe.
100%, sir.
On the other hand, what this gentleman alluded to was that if you put permits in a certain part of the street, other streets, not just Florence Place, will be impacted. The way I see it, I was tech support guy for 55 years. I look at things logically, and maybe it's not an option, but the only solution to me that makes sense is find a place, a parking area where there's enough parking spots for everyone to park, and eliminate completely the problem on Florence Place. It's probably maybe not an option, maybe rules can be changed, but there's more than enough space in the ShopRite parking lot. On the busiest day, it's maybe half full, tops 3/4. There's more than enough space there to accommodate parking for all the businesses. And the businesses are an important part of our community also.
I
So
understand. Yes, it's a balance, and, we just want you to know that whatever we do decide to try, if we pass this ordinance, the second reading, and we try it, nothing is in stone, okay? If something doesn't work, we change it. Sometimes you have to try something to see if it works and be a little patient, because some of the problems going on Florence Place that I've witnessed myself up there, it's not just casual cars going up there, okay? I've witnessed several children crossing the street with their parents, going to birthday parties where there's not supposed to be birthday parties at a certain business. So more than one of us have witnessed things. So I just want you to know, we're working on things. We heard your concerns again. We've heard some different concerns. But I want you to hear, whatever we try, again, nothing's in stone. We can always adjust it. We can try something else. But doing nothing is not an option.
I totally agree.
Okay, so
I'm
our police department, excuse me, 1 second, sir, has worked very hard on this, going up and down the streets, watching what goes on there. I mean, we might see it twice a week. We take a ride up there. The men and women are out there trying to figure this problem out. So everybody, let's please try to show the professionals a little bit of respect and let them give what they want a try. If it doesn't work, okay, we hear you. We'll go back to the drawing board.
I always weigh things out on
Yes.
the scale.
Yes, you spoke very nice and you're very
And-
reasonable.
Not to say that all the options don't make sense versus finding a parking area.
Listen,
for all the
if a
vehicles.
building was for sale and the town could buy it and we could build a parking lot there, I don't think anybody in this council would say no.
Is ShopRite's parking lot an option?
ShopRite's parking lot, we would have to talk to the owner, Mr. Ansara, and I'd be happy to do that.
Because there's way more than enough space to accommodate.
We have the chief and I and council have a very good relationship with him. I don't know if he would be for that. I don't know if it's a liability. I'm not an attorney, but we can certainly ask and then we can refer
Appreciate
to
that.
his attorney and our attorney. And let me tell you something, if anybody would be willing to help this community out with this problem, I know it would be Larry and Sarah. So thank you for making that
Thank you, ma'am.
suggestion, and we will discuss this with him. Thank you, everyone. Everybody, have a good night. Thank you for coming and voicing. Oh, you got somebody else? I didn't see them. I think they're just leaving. Who? Does anybody else want to come up before we close the meeting? Please do so at this time. Dan, okay. Please give your name and address for the record, sir.
My name is Kasim Banks, 101 Gore Court. Good evening, members of council. My name is Kasim Banks. Some people know me as Cass Banks, but more widely I'm known as Coach. I'm here today as president of the Elmwood Park Bombers, longest running youth program in town, dedicated to serving the youth and our community through sports, mentorship, and civic engagement. I come before you not in opposition, but in a deep concern and disappointment regarding the recent developments surrounding our food hut facility. Developments that are hindering our organization and jeopardizing our ability to serve our families who rely on us. In May, I, as a president, proactively inquired about the hut's availability for our upcoming season. We were given an application in March to fill out for the season. At no point were we informed by the school of any restrictions, repairs, pending, or conditions that would affect our usage. We planned in good faith, communicated with families, built our calendar around the usage. We planned in good faith, I'm tired, 10 hours of work.
That's okay, take your time.
Understand that the hut would be available as it has been in years past. Then in August, we were abruptly informed that we could not use the hut without alterations being made. Commercial-grade refrigeration units are required. Install a 3-compartment sink with an indirect air and drain gap. Compartments must be big enough to submerge largest items requiring washing, sufficient area to dry equipment, utensils, a rack above the drain boards, hot and cold water. Install a hand washing sink, hot and cold water. Install a mop sink, to save space that can creatively be placed under the 3-compartment sink, if approved by a plumbing inspector. Proper walls, backsplashes around the sinks that are required, as discussed, basically like a FRP panel, so smooth, but they want the same thing for the floors. No prior warning, no collaboration discussion, just a restriction of usage. To make matters worse, we were told that our organization will be solely responsible for the funding of the hut repairs.
So this should be brought up at the Board of Education meeting,
I'm doing that as well.
Okay.
Okay. Despite being a nonprofit, we have no control over the hut's maintenance, or even though the hut was donated by a local VFW for both the Bombers and for the Elmwood Park High School football team, but it sits on school property. We met with the school board and the Board of Health. We worked out a plan to operate this season, as stated in my email to my parents. And this is why we're fundraising heavy this year. The lack of transparency and communication is not only frustrating, it's deeply unfair. Let me be clear. Our organization is not asking for special treatment. We are asking for equal treatment. We're asking for clarity, collaboration, and shared commitment to the youth of this town. We're asking that decisions affecting our operations be made with us, not around us. And almost done. We are proud of the work we all do for the residents of Elmwood Park. We are proud of the young athletes we mentor, the families we support, and the community we help build. But we cannot do this alone. We need town partnership, not just in words, but in action. We are ready to work with you. We are ready to contribute, but we cannot and should not be expected to carry this burden alone. Thank you for your time and your attention to this matter. I look forward to your response. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Can you please just leave your phone number over there on the counter, and someone will get back to you, okay? I will get back to you.
Councilman, if I may, I hear, so I went to the first Bombers game and I heard this issue come up there, and then I saw it posted on Facebook. Although the Bombers aren't part of the Recreation Department per se, it's a private organization, they do hold over 250 of our children in their organization. If this council is in agreement, I think that once they, go to the board meeting, I know they met with the board members or somebody from the school district, maybe we could help guide along those discussions so they don't do it alone, as they are something with, doing something with the Board of Education, and I understand it is the board's property, but I think the town would, maybe representative from the council or whoever, to just guide the discussion along and maybe come to solutions for the longer term. Because I know this season already it's probably too late to do something, but for next season and coming up with a plan for next season, I think we should help to guide the organization along.
Councilman, I agree, and that's why I asked the gentleman to please leave his phone number. We can reach out to the superintendent of schools. Maybe we could have a meeting together. I can't promise anything, but we certainly are always willing to work together and hear ideas and possibly do something together. But I will get back to you either way, sir. I promise you that. Thank you. We have one more. Anybody else before I close? Dan, you coming up? Okay. Name and address, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Change the subject a little bit. Good evening, Dan Brazek, 31 Elma Drive. I'd like to discuss an event that I'm planning for Monday, September 29th. I've had preliminary discussions with our borough administrator, and we're in the process of collaborating on a townwide unity vigil. In light of the recent tragic murder of Charlie Kirk, I want to take an opportunity to try and turn a negative into a positive. Pam and I attended a few neighboring town vigils, and they were really nice events, and I'd like to do the same here. This is in no way intended to be political, more of a non-denominational, nonpartisan come together of the community. I don't know how often y'all follow social media, but there seems to be a lot of tension everywhere, including and especially Elmwood Park. I think it's time we come together, take a deep breath, and remind each other that we all live in this community and need to get along. It's okay to disagree, but we need to do it respectfully. I'd like for the mayor and council to be there and for the mayor to speak. I'm also reaching out, and I have already been in communication with several other religious and community leaders. As I stated earlier, it's going to be Monday the 29th. We're going to do it at 7 p.m. right at sunset. It's going to be at the band shell behind the rec center. Once all the logistics are finalized, a flyer is going to go out, and we're going to post it all on social media. So I just wanted to make you all aware of that, invite everybody to the event, and look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.
Can I just get the name of the event?
It's, we're just going to refer to it as a townwide unity vigil.
Yeah,
So-
okay.
And with that being said, I think in the world, there's been a lot of sadness. I think as a community, it's a good idea to come together, show kindness, respect for one another, and I would really think it would be a good event and our community could come together. So with that being said, I really want to thank you all for coming tonight. Thank you all for your opinions, for the conversation. We'll get back to those who need answers, and I want to wish you a good evening. May I have a motion to close the public portion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There's no executive tonight. So we're going to have a motion to adjourn. There is no executive tonight.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you for coming, everyone. Thank you.